Phil, hi.
Phil is our facilitator. He came from the South Carolina, North Carolina.
Really?
And he'll be doing the program today.
Good to meet you. Look at that. I come from South Carolina also.
And we're very delighted to have some nice representation here. We have Peter Daly from Representative Fiola's office who's going to be with us. And we have Representative Schmidt, and I promised them that they could say a couple of words before we begin. So, Paul, we'll turn it over to you.
Senator Roderick is still crafting the budget. The Senate has been doing the budget this week. The House, we did ours 3-4 weeks ago. I know the Senator was going to try to stop by here on his way home. I don't know if he can. And Representative Sylvia expressed his regrets that he couldn't be here tonight. There are so many challenges. And I was just talking earlier about how discouraging it is, how little we do for kids when they are serving time. And we turn kids back out on the street and we expect them to miraculously land on their feet, get a job, and fit back in. How nuts is that? So, but until we, and I hope, until we do something about that, what you do is absolutely critical. And I just wanted to thank you, Wendy. And
We want to thank you for all the support because this program is funded in part by the Charles E. Shannon Anti-Violence Grant, and we know that you and Representative Viola and
the whole delegation
you
stands behind the Shannon Grant, 100%, the youth at risk, youth build, boys and girls, all those funding, just so essential. That's all I could say is absolutely
it really
essential.
makes me happy coming from a time where there wasn't always peace between politicians and consumers, to be able to work in a city where the politicians stand up for what's right, and we appreciate that.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'll just reiterate, I'm here for Representative Fiola. She could be here with Christian, but she can't. So just echo everything that Rep. Smith said, supporting the Shannon Grant, supporting SSYI, continuing to support the programs here.
And we appreciate it. And Representative Viola has also been a real voice for change and a positive voice for all of us that are working with you.
I'd like Peter to elaborate.
Then I would have to refer to my notes, which I left in my car.
Okay, well, we want to thank, where's Peter McCarthy? Are you in the room, Peter McCarthy? We want to thank Peter McCarthy and Minnie for making this place available for us. It's the perfect spot. We have no territoriality issues.
Everybody wants to come to the Boys and Girls Club.
That's right. And the fact that you open your doors so generously and so beautifully, we really appreciate it. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to Phil Boyte. Phil comes from Learning for a Living, and the program he's going to be doing with our kids tomorrow is called Breaking Down the Walls. And I'll turn it over to you, Phil. Thank you.
Hey, so do me a favor, take your pointer finger, hold it like this, please. Point at the person next to you. Say, I'm so glad you're here right now. Wait, point at the person on the other side. Say, I'm glad you're here too. You know, it's always funny to walk in because I know some of y'all are like, yeah, we see each other from time to time, but what did you do tonight? You sit next to people you work with all the day. What do? You work with them all day, you get in the car, I'm off work, I can see some different people. You come to dinner, and who do you sit by? Some of you are like, yeah, the stalker, they're right there, you know? But it's because we're comfortable, and that's what the kids are going to do tomorrow. They're going to come and they're going to sit with people they're comfortable with. And some of them, that's going to be one person. Some will be 3 or 4, and they'll have their little posse. We always joke about girls go to the bathroom together. Hey, I gotta go to the bathroom. Maybe 5 of them go off, and one boy stand up, I'm going to the bathroom. You go by yourself, okay? And the truth is, kids just want to be comfortable. And some of you are like, I'm a big kid, right? Isn't that what we want? We want to be comfortable too. In fact, take your arms, cross them just like this, please. Take a look at which arm is on top. Who has their left arm on top? Look around, see the people like you. Who has their right arm on top? Look at your folks. There was an article in the paper that said people with their left arm on top are usually a little bit better looking than people with their right arm on top. So let's check in. Who had their left arm on top? Please raise your hand. Who had their right arm on top? Because they said people with their right arm on top are usually a little bit smarter than people with their Now, some of you are looking at me like, I don't know if I believe it. So let's quickly check. Take your arms apart and cross them backwards. See which arm is on top. How many can do it? How many can't do it? Your arms are like all over the place. How many can do it, but it feels a little weird? Like, some of you are like, well, maybe I'm supposed to be good looking, not smart. Hey, take your hands, place your fingers just like this. Take a look at which thumb is on top. Who has their left thumb on top? Who has their right thumb on top? Who doesn't put a thumb on top? When you do it, they go side by side. Usually there's one or two people. Cool. Everybody try that. It's not so bad. It's a little bit different. How many like to know what that means? It doesn't mean anything. I was joking about the good-looking smart thing. Some of y'all fell for it because I said good-looking people have the left arm on top. I saw about 3 of you do this. You're like, okay. See, so there's really an inner child, isn't there? There's this inner child. I just want to be accepted, right? I want to fit in. I want to not be so different. Even the kids who paint their hair different colors, right? They just, and then what do they do? When they get to a party, they go stand with other people who have their hair painted a different color, right? Maybe not once you get to our age a little bit, we're like, nice bike, right? But we like someone to say nice bike. She was showing her motorcycle picture today. How many of you ride motorcycles? How many of you don't ride motorcycles, but you think it'd be really cool? How many of you think riding a motorcycle is kind of like jumping out of a perfectly good airplane? Like, why would I do that? See that? And you jump out of a plane, wouldn't you?
No.
Oh.
I'm afraid of heights.
Everybody has their limits, don't they? You're just like, yeah, she's a little bit crazy, but some of y'all are like, but it's funny because think about it. Act like you're buttoning your shirt. Okay, see where your hands went? Some of you start here and you go down. Some of you start here and you went up. Some of you start in the middle and hope for the best. How many of you start at the top and go down? How many start at the bottom and go up? How many start in the middle and hope for the best? How many mostly wear t-shirts so you don't mess up the buttons? How many had the experience as a little kid you went to school with the buttons messed up and people laughed a little bit? How many have learned to check the mirror just, but look at some of you, you're telling your friends. I know. Oh, and I've done the deal where I don't think about it, just grab a t-shirt out of the closet, put it on, I'm at the gym and someone says, do you know your shirt's on the inside out? I'm like, yeah, I wore it the other way yesterday. It smells better this way. But it's that moment when the tag's out or something, but we stop and we think, how do we create a place where kids feel comfortable? I would almost challenge to say, how do we create a place where people feel comfortable? So what I'd like to do tonight, now I was going to have 45 minutes, but now I only have 40. Because I'd like to get done right about here. Because isn't it two good things make a meeting good? One, eat well. Wendy, thank you so much. That was good news. And number 2 is be in your car about the time you thought the meeting was going to be over. How many of you have ever been to a meeting the person never heard of that before? How many have ever had someone say, are there any more questions? Like, no, shut up, keep your hand down. And then some person raised their hand. Everybody was like, no. And so if that person raised their hand, we'll have a one-on-one conversation, all right? But here's the deal. How cool would it be if by the time we left tonight, you had 4 to 5 strategies to connect with people? And most of us work with young people, so our thoughts are, well, this would be good for kids, right? This is not trick cereal, okay? What I think tonight, some of you missed that, I'm sorry. Tricks are for kids, right? Tell your neighbor later, all right? But here's some of you like, I'm too young to get that one, okay? I grew up with a cell phone, not TV commercials. But check this out. How cool would it be if you could go and say, oh, I could use that here. I might use that here. Or, oh, that'd be really valuable. But maybe a good way to let you know is how I work is, it's a story, maybe you've heard it. Little lady had been in a hospital, Ethel, older lady, her grandkids had put some pictures on the wall in her hospital room, and next to the bed was a book or two, and some flowers, a little bowl of nuts. Her friend Charlie stopped by, they were just chatting and talking, he saw the nuts, he reached over, he grabbed a handful, and he had some. A little bit later, he grabbed for some more. The third time, he reached, and there were no nuts. He goes, oh, the air conditioner went off. No, he didn't say that. He said, I'm sorry. She said, what's wrong? He said, I sit here and I eat all the nuts. And she looked down at the bowl and she said, oh, it's okay. And he said, no. I feel bad. He said, tomorrow I'll bring you a new bag of nuts. You want cashews or honey roasted? And she's like, it's okay. He says, no. Tomorrow. She said, Charlie, when I checked into the hospital, they took my false teeth. They put them in the safe. And so I've just been sucking the chocolate off, putting the nuts in the little bowl. Now some of you are visual learners, like, whoa! Some of you auditory learners, you're like, I'm going to tell that at the office tomorrow. But here's what I want you to know is the way I think we work and learn the best is by blending the chocolate and nut. Some of you remember that teacher you had as a kid? It was pure nut. It was math from 802 to 857. Who does math for schools, right? But it's always some weird number. 802 to 857. And you look at that teacher's class, and the second hand would move, but the big hand never seemed to. How do you remember that class? Remember that teacher? Look at you guys. It didn't matter where you went to school. We all had that teacher. It was pure nut. You're like, huh? And then most of us had the teacher was pure chocolate. You'd be like, aren't we supposed to learn something? Shut up. He's on a roll, right? But the teacher we remember and love the most was the one that blended the chocolate and nut together, huh? They used life's examples. Sometimes they grabbed a guitar and played. Maybe they showed 3 minutes of a video clip. Not like Coach who showed the whole movie. Some of you are like, yeah, we had one of those. And they'd show it just, and they'd get our attention and create a conversation. Or something happened in life. I was at a school when 9/11 happened. And I got there because I was on the West Coast, so I was walking on campus. And it was so cool because I'm walking down the halls, the doors were open, and every TV was on. Because the first plane had hit, but not the second. And I went to the principal and said, what do you think? He said, I don't know. Should we do the assembly? Should we do this? Because it was a half day. Dismissal. Kids out. Now I work with the teachers after school. And he brought the student council in, about 15 kids. Said, oh, what do you guys say? They said, don't send us home. He said, what are we supposed to do at home? Watch the TV by ourselves? And the kids said, keep us here. And they did. But I loved it because I walked around and teachers were taking that moment. Instead of teaching math through it, they went to the blend of chocolate and nut. And they watched and he talked about it. What are you thinking? I'm scared. I'm nervous. I have friends in New York. These were California high school kids. So when I got to teachers after school, I was like, oh, I love you. I'm like, why? Because you didn't go to math, science, and English. You stayed present. That's what I want to do. Because I think it'd be really cool if in the next little bit we had a chance to give you 4 or 5 activities that you could use at some point. Because the first one I want to tell you is rules without relationship create resistance. Let's say that again. Rules without relationship create resistance. Think about that. How many kids do you have that you work with that will do anything for you? But someone else in your office on your team, they won't do anything at all for them. It comes down to relationship, doesn't it? So even requests without relationship. How many kids do we work with? Did you just ask them something simple? Hey, would you grab that bottle there? And they walk by like they didn't hear you. Because there's a reluctance if there's no relationship. And yet some of you know you can get some of the hardest kids to do anything. Why? Because there's a relationship. You've earned their trust. You've earned their respect. Something happens. I didn't mean to. You happen to pick them up and give them a ride on a rainy day. Or you happen to look in their eyes and say, hey, let's take a second. Are you okay? And then this heartfelt story pours out. Or they're like, ah. Just like the black man from Fort Worth said, when the white guy at the homeless shelter said, I want to be your friend. And he said, okay. About 2 weeks later, he said, why do you want to be my friend? He says, well, I don't know. I come every week to work here. And he said, you're here every week. I just want to be your friend. He said, white people, they fish and they catch and release. He said, I don't understand that. The white guy says, what do you mean? He says, well, black people, we catch the fish, we take it home, we show everybody. We're excited about it. We're bragging about it. And then we eat it. He says, I don't understand catch and release. He says, is that the kind of friend you want to be? Just catch and release? That's when I have friends. I want them forever. So I read that story, I thought, how many of these kids have felt that catch and release? Because they've lived in an apartment complex a good part of their life, and every 6 months, mom and dad can't pay the rent. I've never thought about that. As that man said that, I thought, you're right. I want my friends to be, I would brag about them. Go, man, you should meet my friend Bill because he's awesome. And I wonder how many of you are thinking right now of a child that you have in your life, that there's a connection. It ain't catch and release, man. They're there. You're going to go to their graduation. If they have a probation here, you're going to be there. Someday, guys, today was a perfect example. I flew into Providence. 2 weeks ago, Dan Shaw friended me on LinkedIn. Kids don't do Facebook anymore. They do LinkedIn because they're professional. You know who Dan Shaw is? He was the catcher on my 11-year-old Little League team. About 2001. Maybe it was 99. I don't remember when it was. He's 29. So I said, hey, you're in Boston. I'm coming to Providence. I don't know how far that is. How about lunch? So guess who I had lunch with today? 6'5", Daniel Shaw. 12-year-old, 11-year-old Little League team. And guess what happened? He gave me the biggest hug. He says, Coach! I haven't coached him in 18 years, but that ain't no catch and release. We got it. I wonder how many of you right now, think about it, you're doing it, aren't you? You're remembering that person, aren't you? That person who connected with you when you were a kid. And now you're doing that for them. So what if we had some ways to do that? Because first, I just want to get into your mind, because some of you are like, don't make me do anything physical, I just ate. I might pass, no, but here's the deal, I don't want to be up, but no, part of it, kids need to be engaged. So smile at the person next to you. Say, I'm going to miss you. That's right. Because guess what? You've been sitting next to them all night. They're like, don't leave me, I'll die, right? Yeah, so here's what I'm going to ask you to do. In just a minute, we're going to kind of push the chairs back and make a circle. But check it out. You're going to walk up to one of the people in this room that you don't know very well. Some of you, I asked you at dinner, you're like, well, we know each other, what we look like, but we don't know all their names. Perfect. I want you to walk up to somebody, you don't know their name real well, give them a high five, say, you are my partner. But here's the deal. This is not like Valentine's Day in 3rd grade. You don't get 4, okay? You get one partner, give them a high five, and then if you don't have a partner, simply raise your hand. Someone will save you. They'll be like, me too. And they'll be like, you're my partner. So point at the person next to you. Say, don't follow me, punk. All right, let's go. Everybody up. Let's make it work. Here we go. All right. So turn face your partner. Smile at your partner. Say, I'm so glad I got you. Snap one.
I know.
Snap twice.
I've seen you around.
So here's what I need you to do.
I know what he means.
You get to work with the photographer. He's going to hold it accurately. He's going to make this work. Slide out here so he can actually see who you are.
Nobody picked Chris.
All right, there you go.
Stop being in the back.
Try to be behind
No, check it out. We're in this circle, but that's going to work because these ladies are going to, she's going to hear more of her than her partner. So I need to come out here, scooch over there, just so you have about 5 feet between you and the other teams, all right? Ladies, come this way. Come on. Dress is gorgeous. Bring it out here. All right, there you go. Turn face your partner. Shake their hand. Tell them your name, where you were born, all right? Snap one, snap twice. How many of you were born in the same city as your partner? How many born in a different city than your partner? Who was born in a different state than your partner? Is there anybody born in a different country than your partner? Okay. But check this out. So here's what I'm asking you. Turn face your partner. Put your right palm in front of your partner. Palm up, just like this. Take your right partner, put it up like this. Take your left pointer, put it in your partner's right palm. All right?
Okay.
We can't see you.
Just like this. Right hand, boom. Just like that. Now I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, go. When I say go, all you have to do is grab your neighbor's finger before they can get it out. However, get the other finger out before they can grab it. 1, 2, 3, go. He's too busy. Here we go. Let's go, Brent. You got to have your hand open, though. 1, 2, 3, go.
Hey, we got a partner.
All right, partner.
They know each other too.
How'd you get in? Let's switch names. I'll be Mark, you be Mary.
Top security.
All right,
So you have to grab that and I have to go. And you have to grab on? On 3?
This is such a
Wait. On who's 3?
Switch hands like
On who's 3?
One.
He's 3.
2. You wait. Keep the hand flat, look at the hand. Here we go. Last chance. 1, 2. Keep the hand open. Look them in the eyes. Look at their eyes. 3, go. Clap once. Clap twice. Check it out. What I'm going to ask you to do, one of the easiest ways to get to know somebody, and even these guys who know each other a little, I bet they're going to discover some things. They do. Guess what? That's the way you remember names. If someone says, what's your name? Say, what's your name? I'm Jeff. Oh, I'm Jeff too. That way, every time they call you, Jeff, hey, Jeff. It gets a little tricky the next day, though. Hey, check it out. So,
Oh, man.
Check it out.
What do you do?
So it's called one at a time. All you're going to do is you're going to tell your partner one thing about you, and then you're going to tell you one thing about them. And then you're going to tell them one thing about you, and they're going to tell you one thing about them. And guess what happens? If you do that for about 60 seconds, you're going to learn 7 or 8 new things about your partner. Let me give you an example. I might say, I love basketball. My partner might say, I like ghost stories. And I might say, I like going to the mountains. And my partner might say, I'm afraid of the dark. And I might say, I'm afraid of my wife some days. And you see what happens? It's kind of fun. So turn face your partner. You got 1 minute, one at a time. Go!
Okay, one thing about me. We're on live TV, so. One thing about me.
Oh, really?
I've been on 2 tours. Minnesota. I still live in Minnesota.
I have 2 cats. Miguel.
My mom wanted 6, but we couldn't have 6. That was too many. I ended up being 12 pounds. I was a 12-pound baby.
No
I was a
way.
really big baby. I was.
I'm 24 years old.
I'm 74 years old.
My birthday is in March.
My other brother.
I was born on the 8th of August. My birthday was 88. But no. Now they.
I love to cook.
I hate cooking.
Wait, clap what? Clap twice. Shake your partner's hand and say, wow. How many of you heard something about your partner that you never knew about them before? And what's interesting is we haven't even got to the fun part, because the next round, I'm going to ask you to do it again because that was warm up. This time I want you to tell them, it's just a minute, it's not 15 minutes, because normally you take 15 minutes for something like that. But in 1 minute, I just want to tell you to tell them something you'd like to do someday. Like for me, I'd like to learn to play the guitar someday. And my partner might say, I'd like to travel. And then I might say, I really would like to go to South Africa. And then my partner might say, I'd like to have children someday. Do you see how it goes? It's not, when you say, what do you want to be when you grow up? People are like, alive. And so instead of asking, what's something you've always thought would be kind of cool? Because there was a time I wanted to own a Porsche. I had rented one for my senior prom. A guy that worked at a grocery store let me use this for the weekend. And so I said, I want to own one someday. So as soon as my youngest child moved, I bought one. And they look a lot better than they ride. And my wife's like, well, you sell that. It hurts every time we ride that thing. So I look at it and go, yeah, someday I'll have one again. But do you see what I mean? Just something you've always thought would be cool to someday. To do someday. Turn face your partner. Go ahead, play the game. Go!
They want to do it, go. It can be a different thing. I would love to learn a lot of golf one day.
Wait. Shake your partner's hand and say, wow. Wait. Shake your left hand and say, wow, backwards.
Wow.
That's always a test. That's always a test to see how quick the group figures it out. They're like, what? Oh.
I did that.
Hey, do me a favor, turn off back to back with your partner. So I'm going to ask you 3 questions about your partner. Let's see how you do.
Requesting area.
Okay.
Just kick it down. I didn't shut it off. It's 75.
It's hot.
Wait, can you two work together?
I'm sorry.
So I'm going to ask you 3 questions about your partner. Please don't say anything out loud. Just go through your memory bank, and I bet you got it. Question number 1, do you remember what color their eyes are? Do you remember what kind of collar is on their shirt or top today? Now some of you kind of look down, so no problem, you'll remember this. Without peeking out, can you remember what kind of shoes and what color they are right now? No. How many think you get all 3 right? Raise your hand. How many think you're going to get 2 right? How many hope you get at least 1 right? Take a look at your partner, see how you did.
I got the shoe. I couldn't do
No, color of the t-shirt.
How many got all 3 right? How many? You did, nice. How many got 2 right? How many got 1 right? You're proud of yourself. On 3, On three, yell out your partner's first name. 1, 2, 3. How many look at your partner like, what's up?
You didn't ask how many got none right. I got none right.
Here's the deal. We want to give you an opportunity to grow, right? Clap once, clap twice. So if you were to pass this person tomorrow, perhaps you'll be at the conference, or maybe just over the weekend, you'll see him somewhere in town, and someone says, who was that? Oh, I met him the other night. He's a really cool person. Well, what about him? Well, this and this. How many can remember 3 or 4 things about your partner that you didn't know before? And what did that take? I gave you 2 minutes, right? 1 minute to practice, 1 minute to do it. And you're looking at them with a different set of eyes, aren't you? How many kids at first are going to put their wall on? But it's so simple, the one at a time, because, yeah, well, they'll say, I am 6'1". And then you're like, wow, I'm really afraid of spiders. And you go a little bit deeper. See, what I'm trying to help you understand is there's this combination of words that help us get to the heart of people. It's play, trust, and learn. What I had you do first is I had you play a little bit. And you laughing. How many of you laugh with your partner? You're like, this is stupid, let's do it again. and it's so funny, but it's just this little simple, what do? We play. Once you play, you start to trust. Because I remember my best friend in elementary school. I'm driving my little truck in the sandbox about a week before kindergarten, and he's got a truck, and I said, is that your truck? Kids don't talk to each other in the sandbox. I watched them, they still don't. And all I said was, that your truck? He said, oh. I said, you want to trade? He went, because your truck always looks better than my truck, right? So we did that, and then a little bit later, my mom was like, hey, we got to go. I said, I can't leave my best friend. What's his name? What's your name? And then a week later, I got into school, and there he was. I'm like, hey, Tonka truck. He goes, Philip. And he remembered my name. I didn't remember his name. So that's why if I meet somebody, I forget their name, I just call them by their nickname. You know what her nickname is? What's up? You'd be like, what's up? Hey. But you guys are in on the trick now, so you'd be like, okay, I got that name. It's Sean. All right? I know. So check it out. How many of you are sitting there going, you're right. It's play, trust, learn. If you think of the teachers that have the greatest impact at any level, anywhere from little kids, ankle biters, to university students, they're the ones who do some type of play. And your play is different than your play. And some people, they play music in class. Some people play a game. Some people play a trick. Some people use humor. I have a buddy who said, he's like, do you know that I think a microwave, or he says a crock pot, is like a microwave with a learning disability? I'm like, what are you talking about? He says, well, think about it. If you get a microwave, a crock pot, and it says cook oatmeal in 6 hours, and you get a microwave that says cook oatmeal in 2 minutes, something's wrong. He says, so if you're going to make a stew in a crock pot, it says 16 hours. So you do the math backwards, go, I'm going to get up at 2 in the morning and start cutting the carrots. Isn't it funny how certain people just, I don't think that way. How many have a friend that just sees funny stuff? They're just like, oh my gosh. And somebody like, that ain't me. I wish I have to watch a humorist for 2 hours to get one joke. What do you call a dog with no legs? It doesn't matter. He's not going to come to you anyway, right? You know, and so all of a sudden, you know, there are certain people that have always got some. So do you see how play is different? Don't covet someone else's play. If your friend is like, she got a motorcycle and a tattoo, I'm like, I don't have a chance. And she got a motorcycle and a tattoo, but I got a good joke. Do you know why single women are usually thinner than married women? Because single women go to the fridge, see what's there, they just go to bed. Married women go to bed, see what's there, they go to the fridge. Now, the lady's like, that's true, and the guy's like, shut up, man, move on, right? How many of you are sitting there going, you're right, and there's a variety of ways to play. Just don't covet someone else's play. Find a play that's comfortable for you, because it is natural, and it flows. Because guess what? When we play, we develop trust, we learn. You look around this group. This is a pretty diverse group of people. There's some people in this room that actually watch Game of Thrones. I know. And there's some people in this room like, what's Game of Thrones? Like, it's on Netflix, HBO. They're like, what's that? I can't afford that. Pull out your phone. They got a smartphone. Someone pulls out their flip phone. What's wrong with this? How many like, that's not funny? I have a flip phone, right? But you stop it. You see how we all come at this different. So we can't covet somebody else's play. We have to find our own. Smile at your partner. Say, tell me your play. How do you connect with people in an easy way? Go ahead, talk to them about it. Go.
No, I try to find a little level where I can meet with them. You see, I try to find
So your first day is
Our partner has to leave. I try to find a happy medium. You leaving? Hey Jay, how are you?
Partner says, What I love about that, 5 minutes ago, none of y'all were even thinking about how you connect with people through play. It almost seemed like, why do this? Why do this? Why just smile? How many know a smile makes a big difference? Especially on a cold day when everyone's like, and you're like, hey, what's up? I'm like, how many Red Bulls did she start with? So I need all the boys standing with back to the wall, facing this way, all the girls standing this way, looking in the middle. If you want to translate that to women and men, so. All right, here we go. The rules are very simple. Very simple. There are 9 chairs, and some of you are like, well, it looks like a tic-tac-toe board. Boom, that's the advanced group, because the rest of you are like, oh, I haven't thought of that yet. So here's what's going to happen. We're going to have little battle of sexes. You don't always have to do battle of sexes when you use this activity. Sometimes you might have 3 guys and 10 women or something like that. Tonight it's just easier because it's male and female. Okay, I saw one group that just got on Burger King hats. And you knew what team you were on based on the hat, or you didn't have one. Or someone just at the last minute went and got those little toilet seat covers. They're sanitary, why wouldn't you? They just slip over. This team was slipping over their heads. I'm like, where'd you get that idea? They said I was at a mixer one time to get everybody's sanitary toilet seat cover, and you wrote stuff about yourself on there, and you put it on your head and you went, what's that? What's that? Like, people forgot it was a toilet seat cover because it's sanitary. It's like, and they were, look at somebody laughing. I'm using that, okay? Time is moving fast, so that's one of my 5, okay? Hang on to it. So check it out. What's going to happen in a minute? I'm going to ask the ladies team, just one of you, you'll go first. You're going to walk in, you're going to have a seat, okay? And then the guys team, you'll have a seat. Go, not yet, let me go through it, all right? I love these quick adoptions. I'm in, let's do this. But what will happen is you'll pick a seat on the tic-tac-toe board, and then you'll pick a seat, and you'll just go down the line until either the cat wins or a team wins. However, here's something really important. I like the competitors.
Well, we're friends now.
We go way back after this. All right, so check it out. However, one of the things that's really important, you cannot communicate with your teammate at all. Let's say she's starting to come here, and you think, oh, she should sit there, and you make any kind of gesture that we hear, automatically the other team gets the win. So you just have to hope if your teammate doesn't see some, the other team doesn't see it as well. Does that make sense? Because you'll see how it would affect it. All right? So everybody do your best, because I know it's a talkative bunch, but we get paid to talk. All right, go ahead. You pick any seat you want. Your turn. Maybe next. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. All right, the boys got 3 in a row. Go back to your same spot line, all right? I forgot you'd set your team up for a great win. You had 2 offers. That was good. Unfortunately, they just had a little... All right, so I think you're next. Is that right, Chris? Okay, go ahead, please. You pick the spot.
I'm dying on the inside.
This is Connect 4. We do this every day.
Yeah. Connect 4 exactly. All right. So ladies, would you like to go first or second this time? First. Go ahead. Whoever's first. Guys, you get the next 2 moves. next guy. And then the next lady. Looks like that got out.
Not so easy.
How many of you thought because the guys got 2 in a row they had an advantage? Anybody think that?
In the game.
They did have an advantage.
They
didn't do it right.
Exactly. So here's the deal. Because of our time constraint, normally at this point, I say huddle up with your team and have a 2-minute conversation on how do we win this game. Because some of you know how strategically to win or at least never lose. Some of you like, I didn't play 6XO that much as a kid. But some of you like, I get paid to play Connect 4. So I would have you. I did say one. But I would have you discuss strategy because then all of a sudden someone over here going, okay, they seem to know where they're going. Someone else will go, hey, always get the corners, dude. Get the corners, you can set yourself up to win. Unless you want to always play defense, you go in the middle because then you can keep them from winning, but you never win. It's kind of like investing in the stock market. No, but here's the deal. You stop and you're like, so I will give you a chance to discuss strategy on how to win. Because what I think is this is a powerful lesson to teach people about, oh, but you have to decide that. So do me a favor. You're going to turn and work with her. You're going to turn and work with her. You're going to turn and work with her. You're going to turn to her. You're going to turn to her. You turn. You two are going to work together. You two, you two, you two, and you three right there together. All right? All right? Turn, face your partner. Smile at your partner. Say, I'm so glad I got you. You turn around. You turn around. This will work perfect. All right? Now what? Now what? We're not talking about the strategy. I want you to talk with your partner. How did you take this activity and use it back with a group that you work with for what purpose? You got 1 minute, 4 seconds. Talk it over. How did you use this? Go. Clap once, clap twice. Shake your partner's hand and say, you are bright. You are bright. How many of you noticed when I said, tell them how you can use your brain was like, whoop, nothing there. And your partner's like, you're like, oh my God. I know, isn't it? There's certain people just think this way and others like still thinking, do I have a joke I can use? Yeah, and it's so funny because she's over there going, he knows my brain.
Oh, talk to my friend.
Oh, I know. Talking to your friend, sign language, huh?
Oh, yeah, we're deep now. We don't tell them.
Put your hands away. All right, well, here's the... So, give me a couple examples. How to use this activity, please.
Team building at staff meeting, for the staff that sometimes feel it's us and them.
Yeah. To understand it, sometimes we're us and them. Thank you. 3 claps. 1, 2, 3. Please.
I thought when you gave the guys the advantage of taking 2 seats,
Yep.
and the fact that we still were able to win is a great way to show that advantage doesn't necessarily mean you win.
Absolutely. Thank you. 1, 2, 3. How many times do you hear kids say, but it's not fair?
Not
It's like,
fair.
when did fair matter? How many people overachieved when things were out of balance because they got tougher, got stronger, they just grit? I don't know. What's...
I think it's great that as a team builder, you develop a strategy, but each person takes ownership of their own move. So you got to take ownership.
That's awesome. 1, 2, 3. Absolutely. Yes, please.
I was talking about how, like, communication is very important. If we could have communicated to one another, there could have been different outcomes, but we weren't allowed to. But, like, we have the choice when we do it.
Absolutely. And so when we communicate, we can coach people. The problem sometimes, and this might come up, is we tell people where to go instead of let them decide it on their own, taking ownership. They go, well, coach told me to make that play. My mom made me do, the whole. Some of you are like, yeah, so I think there's sometimes we do something, so it's a great conversation. See, a buddy of mine wrote a book a while back called Open to Outcome. And the whole thought was, give somebody an activity and see what comes out of it. I think a lot of us as teachers and trainers, we go in and say, this is what we're going to learn. This is what I'm going to teach. Instead of going, let's see what comes out of this. And we're like, oh my gosh, that was brilliant. I hadn't thought of that. That's good. And so if we aren't so, I have to get to this, guess what happens? All of a sudden, we're learning. Because you know how fun it is to learn at our age? I love that quote, when you're green, you grow, when you're ripe, you're right. I was driving through the Denver airport on Sunday, driving back after a conference. It was cool. It was a conference for me. It was called Keynote Camp. 20 of us went and heard 2 amazing keynote speakers for 3 days because I want to sharpen the saw. I want to get better at what I do. I'm only 54. I got 30 years left to try to catch up with my retirement. You know how that goes? And so I'm driving into the Denver airport, and there's these construction cones everywhere. How many of you know there's 2 seasons? Winter and construction? Yeah. And I'm just like, man, when are they ever going to get done with this construction? And all of a sudden I said, no. Every time I come back to this airport, it's a little bit nicer. There's one more ramp that's working. The lanes are wider. How many of you have ever realized the construction was done? You're like, look at this in an area of town. Most of the time, all we think about is the construction slowing us down. I was driving out here today, it was like this. I'm like, come on, people, get the construction done. But guess what we're doing? You ever felt that way about yourself? Anybody have been married for a while? I've been married for almost 31 and a half years. To the same woman, one of my buddies. I was married 28 years to 3 different women. And what's fascinating, some of you are like, yeah, and relationships, regardless, are always under construction, aren't they? Sometimes our neighbors, sometimes our partner, sometimes the people we work with. And I realized right then, I always want cones in my life. I always want to be trying to do a little bit better. Because if I can have those cones, it represents, okay, there's some growth here, there's some improvement. I don't know what's going to come out of this. Smile at your partner. So I need to talk to you one more time. Turn face your partner. Take your right hand, make a fist just like this. And you can do this with 3 guys. Go ahead. You got your hand behind your back? Make that fist. It's called fast fingers. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, go. On go, bring out a certain number of fingers faster than your partner. Then it's a race to see which one of you can yell out the total the fastest. Let me explain. Let's say you bring out 3 and they bring out 2. Whoever goes 5 wins that round. But if they bring out 5 and you bring out 5, the answer is, there you go. Try it. 1, 2, 3, go. 2. Wait, try it again. Try 1 hit. 2, 3, go. 2. Use your other hand. Use your other hand. Some of you haven't figured it out yet, but if you know what number you have behind your back before you bring it up, gives you a little bit of an advantage. Is that right? See if that helps. 1, 2, 3, go. 3. All right, here you go. So you guys just keep using one hand. Everybody else use both hands. All right, both hands. This is called the advanced version.
2 hands now.
Yeah. And this one you get the second floor Boys and Girls Club. It's ramped up. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. 6. 6. Clap twice. So, put your hand like this in front of your partner. Do not touch them. Just have your hand out like this. Because I told you that I think that in the 45 minutes we had, I could share 5 different things you could use with your students in a workshop somewhere. So have your hand out, count them, you and your partner, see if you guys can come up with more than 5 things that I share with you tonight that you can go back and use tomorrow sometime. You don't have to hold your hand up anymore, just go like that. Wait, go over it, see if you can come up with 5. Go!
Yes, exactly.
Clap 1, clap twice. All right, it's called group share, because some of you are like, dude, we got 3. Some of you are like, hey, we got 3 because my partner's really smart. All right, so raise your hand if you got 1 and a 5, okay? Yes. Just anyone.
1 and a 5.
Yeah,
okay. Play, share.
Play, trust, learn?
Play, trust, learn.
Awesome. How many of you remember that now? You're like, yes, thank you very much. How many already had remembered it? You're like, yeah, it was dumb. Look, you're brilliant, because only 3 of them had their hand up. 3 claps. 1, 2, 3. That was one. What's another one we did tonight you could use at some point?
Nonverbal communication skills.
Yep, give me an example. What are you talking about?
So the fact that we had to kind of strategize amongst ourselves, not actually talk about it.
Okay, nonverbals, awesome. 3 claps, 1, 2, 3. Something else.
Your arms, when you switch them.
Yeah, that was called categories. I had to do 2 or 3 things. Just, you know what? We crossed our arms, laced the fingers, buttoned the shirt. There's about 25 more. Some of you are like, yeah. Do you roll the toothpaste thing or do you squeeze in the middle? Some of you-
Squeeze the middle, a monster.
Which way does the toilet paper go on the roll? Over the top? Those are monsters. Right, clap once, twice. Somebody else. What was another? We're up to 3 now. Let me give you a 4. That's tic-tac-toe. You can use tic-tac-toe. All right. What's another one? It's called gotcha. Put your hand in your partner's hand. Grab the finger. Why do we call it gotcha? What do you yell when you grab their finger? Gotcha! Then we're up to 5. Can anybody think of anything else we did tonight that you could use?
Rules without relationships.
Yeah, rules without relationship create resistance. Yeah, absolutely. How many are like, yep, that is true.
It's the new 3 R's.
Yeah, 3. It is. It makes it easy for some of us to think that way. Yeah. 3 claps. 1, 2, 3. Smile at the person next to your partner. Say, I'm so glad you do the work you do. Shake their left hand. Say, I may forget your name, but I won't forget you. Clap once. Clap twice. Wait, what do we do next? We gotta go.
We're going home, but I just wanted to thank you very much. This was wonderful. It's certainly great to be part of it. I hope you'll all come back tomorrow with the kids. We need a lot of support of adults, and please take leftovers on your way out because it will go to waste.
If you do come tomorrow, please wear casual clothes and plan to sit right in the middle of the kids because that's what helps me the most.
So thank you all very much.